this around the past little while. Seems he was out around this morning quite a bit. So I've seen him once. He was up there. Walked up over that bank there. But yeah, he came down along here this morning. Went out around front and down over that bank there. And then down towards the pond. So yeah, get the odd visitor. Alright, back to the video. Afternoon all. Beautiful day here today. Heading into the last week of February. As you can see though, we've had a lot of snow over the past week and a half. But finally having a couple of nice warmer days above 0 temperatures. A bit of rain tonight, so hopefully that'll knock down a bit of the snow. So just today, just going to talk about the use of high and low range. I've only joined Facebook pages and forums and stuff since I bought this side-by-side. I've never ever been in the groups before, but a lot of questions you see a lot of times is when to use high range, when to use low range, and something I've never ever heard of before in my life: heat cycling new belts. I've never heard of it, so I'll talk a little bit about that. But yeah, first I guess just to we'll just get into the use of high-low range. So I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm having some issue with my mic, so I'm gonna have to just stand here behind the camera, sorry. So anyways, yeah, so as I was talking about, I've since joining the forums and Facebook pages, since I've bought the CF Moto there, I've seen a lot of people asking the question about when to use high range, when to use low range. That's a very good question, especially for somebody who is maybe new to the sport, you know, got their first side-by-side, got their first quad. It may not always be clear. So these are just my thoughts on it. I've been riding for quite a while now. This is my second side-by-side. This one is fairly new. Only has about 700 or 800 kilometers on it, I think. Off to the side there's a Polaris. That's about, I guess probably 12 or 13 years old now. Has over 8,500 kilometers on it, not a whole bunch, but it's still on its original belt. And yeah, there's no slippage in the belt. I can't perceive any drop in performance or anything, so it's certainly not on the agenda to change it anytime soon. Side by side, like I said, it only has a few hundred kilometers on it yet. So like I said, I've been riding for quite a while now. Knock on wood, I have never broken a belt before. Like I said, what I'm doing may be right, may be wrong. I don't know. It's just the way I do it. So it's been working for me. So as I said, one of the questions is when to use high range, when to use low range. I'm going to say 80 or 90% of the time, the answer you will see is if you're below, you know, 25 or whatever kilometers an hour, you should be in low range. If you're above that, you should be in high range. Sometimes the owner's manual will even specify. My particular owner's manual for the side-by-side does not. It just gives a general statement. If you're going slow, you should be in low. If you're going fast, you should be in high, but it doesn't say what fast and slow is. But anyways, as a specific speed, whether that be 25, 30 kilometers, whatever, that I consider that only to be a guide. you really have to pay attention to what the machine is doing. Essentially, the machine will tell you when you should be in low range or not. And by that I mean, if you're giving it certain amount of throttle input, and the machine is not behaving the way you think it should be, if you're giving it what you think is a lot of gas, but your machine is just barely moving, barely crawling, it feels like it's under strain, then you should be in low range at that point. And you certainly don't want to be wait until you can smell your belt burning. The machine will tell you right away if you need to be in low range or not. Now, there are instances where there is no question about whether you should be in low range. If you're loading your machine on a trailer, if you're towing something, if you're in a fairly deep water or mud, or you're on a rough trail, slow going, a lot of rocks, a lot of tree roots and stuff like this, then no question you should be in low range for those instances. But using speed, if I'm on a flat, fairly even trail, lots of times I'll be below 20 kilometers an hour and I'll still be in high range. And like I said, if you're not feeling any strain on the machine, your RPMs are low, your throttle input is low, your machine is just going along, then no issue. No need to be in low range for those instances. But yeah, the big thing is you got to feel what your machine is telling you. Like I said, the quad there has over 8,500 kilometers still on the same belt. Now granted, the quad weighs half of what the side-by-side weighs, but still it's you see a lot of people, they're saying, oh, I got 100 kilometers and I broke a belt and put a new belt on, I got another 95 kilometers on that one and the belt broke. If that's happening, then there's one of three things, or two or three of these things that are happening. Either you're driving it in high range when you should be in low range. Either your belt is faulty, but if you're breaking consecutive belts, then it's obviously not the belt. Or there's something wrong with your machine that's causing you to break the belts. So it's either going to be one of those things. You should be getting, in my opinion, you should be getting thousands of kilometers on a single belt. The other thing you want to keep in mind is when you are in high range, when you're starting off, don't ease down on the throttle. Don't slowly depress the throttle. If you're starting off in low range, you want to give it a quick jab of the throttle to get you going. Now I don't mean stand on it and put it to the floor and hope for the best, but don't gradually put your foot down on it and just slowly take away. You want to give it a quick jab of the throttle so that the belt engages really quickly, or the clutches engage really quickly, and don't allow the belt to slip too much and wear. So that's another mistake I hear a lot of people making. That will also prematurely wear and cause you to possibly break your belt. So the other thing I've seen or heard and read in a lot of these forums is something I've never heard of before, and that's the heat cycling of the belt. Honestly, like I said, I've never heard of that before. I'm not 100% sure what it even is. I'm assuming what they mean is you drive it, get your belt hot, then you stop, shut it off, let it cool down, and you keep doing that over, I don't know, X number amount of times to, I guess, essentially break in a new belt. As I said, I've never ever heard of that before. I don't do it, and I don't plan on doing it. Like I said, maybe just the way I'm driving normally, it is kind of heat cycling the belt. I have no idea, but I've never heard of that before. None of my friends that I've asked have ever heard of that before either. They don't do it. Like I said, I don't plan on starting to do it. Maybe some people think it's a good idea. Maybe there are benefits to it. You'll have to look for other YouTube videos and stuff on that. Like I said, I know nothing about it, and I don't plan on ever using it anyways. So anyways, guys, that's about it. Just a few things I want to talk about there, like I said, it's you hear it a lot come up, and like I said, it is a good question, and you'll always get mixed answers. So so these are the, I won't say the rules, but these are the steps that I follow, and as I said, knock on wood, it's served me so far, and hopefully continues to do so. So yeah, that's it, guys. Just a few things I want to say there, and as always, thanks for watching. I hope you stay tuned for future videos, and hope you have a good weekend.